What's going on, guys? Welcome to the link up. We got your boys Ephraim and Durs. Game week 2 just happened at the Champions League. Liverpool lose to Galatasaray. Big game. PSG beat Barca. I believe Barca was home in their own backyard. Crazy. And Man City managed to, well, not managed, but they tied, to Monaco. So besides that, all the other games went as planned, as you would like to say. But yeah, let's start off with I say we start off with PSG and Barca, man, because I think that was the biggest highlight of the game week. PSG being the champs, Barca, they finally got their game in. I'll give them, they both had their injuries. But Barca fans, I mean, you said, hey, that was us in the final, it'd be a different story, and I mean, PSG came to you guys. I don't know about you guys, but PSG was absolutely dominant. Like, that second half was just PSG, man. PSG. Lamine Yamal was cooking when he had to. Uh, Nuno Minge came in, secured the bag, got man of the match. In my opinion, he handled Lamine Yamal as any left back should, doing their job and more. But I mean, what a game! They ended up getting the win at the end. They tired Barca out. Just solid plays all around. They ended up getting that cross in. Uh, solid strike. I mean, Hakimi. I think Hakimi was the one that gave the ball. He was outstanding that game, man. He's an absolute beast. Defensively, offensively, the pace. Any team's dream right back would be Hakimi. But everybody else, man. Although they didn't have Dembele, they didn't have a couple of their star players. They had two very young players playing up top. Um, and they were looking still like they have a system that works and they work it very well, man. And I just love what I'm seeing from PSG. They're definitely looking like the team to beat. Even without all their star players, they're still cooking. No Kvaratskhelia, no Dembele. I mean, Barcola, who's a beast on the ball, can't finish to save his life, but uh, pretty dominant from PSG side of things. Barcelona, they had their fair share of injuries, but I think PSG's injuries, play a bigger role for PSG as I thought, but apparently not. They have a system that works and they play it smoothly. Second half, like I said, they were just all over Barca. They were cooking. They were just passing left and right. Vitinha just being the whole engine, being what is that? The people that control puppets. They were just controlling the whole game. Vitinha, what a beast! But all around, PSG was looking solid. I don't know what your take was on the game, but I think PSG is definitely looking like the team to beat. Barca, I expected more from Barca. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, so this game was interesting to say the least. I mean, we're talking about what many people thought was going to be the Champions League final last season. Didn't happen, and there's a lot of hype, like you mentioned. Like a lot of people were saying, if Barca made it to that final, it would be a different story. But yeah, I mean, without your front three, your starting front three, we're talking about the current Ballon d'Or winner, Ousmane Dembele. I think that tells you everything that you really need to know. PSG did what they had to do. They went out, they won the game, and if you look at their front three, I mean, you tell me who they are. I mean, with no disrespect to the lads, Mayulu and Bai. I mean, we all know Barcola. Barcola's been at PSG for the last 2 seasons, but I mean, these aren't big names. I mean, if you just look at the lineup, right? I mean, the defense is essentially their defense, right? Besides Marquinhos, their captain, which it's a huge blow. But at the same time, Zabarni came in, you know, because he's proven himself in the Premier League. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a I guess a downgrade, but nothing too crazy. Midfield, essentially the same thing, just no João Neves. But like we mentioned, the front three completely different. But if you look at Barca, I mean, Joan Garcia was the new transfer this season, who I thought was going to be like really, really important because of how much issues that they had with the goalie. He was injured. Balde, who's constantly injured, was also missed this game. And I mean, Rafinha's a huge blow. Lewandowski's a huge blow. But they have Ferran Torres. They just got Rashford. I think that Barca had the better lineup. I think Barca at home had everything to win this game, and they didn't. And I think that just shows you two things. I think particularly one, Barca isn't that good. People love to hype up Barca because of their history, because of everything. It's just natural, right? But two, I think is just PSG is beyond so much other teams that it's kind of getting scary. So I for the for the love of the game, I would not want this PSG to be this dominant. But at the end of the day, I mean, this stuff like this happens. I mean, Real Madrid hit a 3-P one time. Who says that PSG can't do it? I think that this could be one of those seasons where we have back-to-back Champions League winners because they're just so good, and they're just not letting off the gas no matter what their situation is. So as far as for PSG fans, I think this was a huge, huge, huge win, and I think it's a huge ego boost to be able to say that we beat one of the best teams in the world, missing our whole front three, missing our best player who just won the Ballon d'Or. This is a huge, huge win for PSG. And it's crazy how Vitinha was injured literally the game before. He came off with an injury. Everybody was expecting him not to play, but he made the squad. So, I mean, great for Vitinha to be able to recover that fast. But yeah, overall, my view on this game was just PSG's just too good. I mean, we're looking at the next team of the decade possibly, because their team is really young.
Yeah, man. And if looking at the lineup, I mean, like you said, two of those names, Mayolo, Ombaye, 117, 119. I mean, yeah, like no disrespect, first time hearing about him, but they showed out, and even Mayolo got he got a goal in. So promising players right there, working very well. But this is against a Barcelona who was arguably should have won. The Barca fans should have won the UCL. Um, if it wasn't for Inter, that last minute goal, they would have beat PSG. But I mean, all right, you guys want to moan that they don't have the players, but look at Barca's front four: Lamine Yamal, Olmo, Rashford, Varane, who are all veterans in the game, know how to play. And all right, Rashford just came in, but he's been in form. You have Fran Torres. You don't have Lewandowski. Lewandowski still came in later on that second half. Dani Olmo, beast, but you still have Lamine Yamal. That front four versus two teenagers, Barcola. That's pretty much it. PSG's whole lineup is pretty much the same. Barca still has the John Pedri running that midfield. You have Martin, Kubarsi, Eric Garcia, and Conde. All right, you know Rafinha, big blow. PSG didn't have Dembele. They didn't have Travis Scala. That's two players at the top, Can't complain there. They don't have Gavi, Fermin, Balde, Joan Garcia. Big players, But, I mean, PSG is not, they don't have Marquinhos. They have Doué, Cavasquela, Dembele. That's like the team that won the UCL last year, Doué, Cavasquela, Dembele, critical, And Barcelona gets opportunity to play them at home with a couple injuries, but still a solid lineup that should be doing better. But this PSG team, man, yeah, like you're saying, they're looking too scary. They're looking too good, man. And I mean, let's just see, later down the road, it's going to be good games against PSG, So I'm excited. I'm excited to see this. You never know with football. Any team could win. Any team could have their day. Um, but yeah, they're looking too good. Whether they play another good team depends how they goes. That's for the future to hold. But yeah, I mean, 2-1. I think Barca had it coming. It was 1-1 for the longest. That last goal, you could tell the defenders were tired. They were so tired. I mean, what is that? Kubarsi, he didn't even run towards the end, and they wanted to play that high line at such a crucial time. PSG was going to find a breakthrough, and you have the pace from Hakimi. He explodes. He knows he pushes the ball forward so that the Ramos is behind him. He gets the ball right. Perfect. 2-1. Well deserved. If they would have stayed tied, I think it would have been a big blow for PSG because they were super dominant. It would have been a breakthrough for Barca, but I think Barca had the better half. First half, second half was all PSG. Lamine Yamal was cooking. Got to give him his flowers, but that's what we've been expecting from Lamine Yamal. He's a beast. Not going to take anything away from him. But against Nuno Mendes, arguably the best left back in the world right now. it's going to be tough. So that was a good battle to see. And yeah, just a very good game overall. I wasn't mad at all. Very tactical. Very. Everyone was just going at it. So super exciting to see. Moving on to the next game. My boys in red, away at Galatasaray. Okay, I had a video about this already going over the game, but for those that didn't know, Galatasaray won at home. But yeah, man, what a game! Hey, shout out Galatasaray, man. Those fans know how to bring on a show. They see Liverpool coming. They don't let them sleep. They shoot fireworks in their hotel room all night. They come in. They go to the stadium. Anytime a Liverpool player touches that ball, man, you just hear whistles and whistles. And like as a professional, I mean, you can't use that as an excuse. You still got to play. You still got to keep that mentality. Obviously, it probably plays a factor, but not enough for it to be an excuse as to why you lose. But after that first goal, which, my opinion, was a soft penalty. How many times do we see somebody reach out their hand, hits their face? I think he sold it very well. That's my opinion. Uh, technically, the rule book, people take advantage of it. It is what it is. He sold it very well. Liverpool got a penalty in that game from a high boot, and then they took it away for some reason. I mean, he got the ball, but I mean, the foot is still super high, in my opinion. I don't know why they took it away. Just because he got the ball. I mean, Konate was going to hit it if it wasn't for that high boot, cleats up. Like, it's arguably more dangerous than the little slap on the chin. But whatever. Salty. Either way, we should have scored. Outside of that, as Liverpool should have, but that just, begs a couple questions. They just lost to Crystal Palace. They lose this time, should it raise any questions? I mean, I don't think so. Crystal Palace has been undefeated in the last 18 games, playing a lot of good teams. So that's an arguable all right loss. They lost last minute too. Galatasaray, fair play. You guys, your fans played a huge role. They held it down, kept a low block once they got the goal, and they just kept a clean sheet. Fair enough. Liverpool wasn't creative enough. They should have done more. But it is what it is. They took the dub. Verts begs a question. Was good. Are we going to start seeing goals? Are we going to start seeing assists anytime soon now? But I just saw a stat in the Premier League. He's got the most chances created, more than Bruno, more than all these players. But we're just getting unlucky with the finishes. So obviously he's cooking. Chances are being created, and the end product, in my opinion, it'll come. So give him his time. He's young. Don't give him such a hard time. It's tough when you're a new country and you got people just bitching at you. So we'll allow it. But as a overall team, these are the games that we got to win, especially after last season being first place in the Champions League. Every game is a challenge. And all right, maybe this is a waking up call. Maybe we give Verts a break, go back with our original three midfield that they knew that won us a league, that we know works. Give McAllister some minutes. He's been having to get seated a bit to allow Verts to get in, and might be time to kind of give Verts time on the bench for a little bit as he gets accustomed to the league, accustomed to playing with the new players. But I don't think it's anything to freak out over. Galatasaray played a good game, and I mean that's the Champions League and that's football. You're not going to win every game. Hopefully, as a Liverpool fan, hopefully this turns them up and we start seeing better gameplay from them, more creative, and start getting some more dubs. But overall, solid game. Galatasaray got first dub, first goal of the season of the Champions League. But give my hats off to you, Galatasaray fans. All right, so that was my take on the game.
Yeah, for me, this game was kind of like let me just get what I can from Galatasaray's point of view. They got the penalty early on. I mean, maybe it was a bit harsh of a call, but minute 16, you're beating Liverpool at 1-0. Might as well defend, right? This Galatasaray team has really been. I think they did good business this transfer window. They got Leroy Sané, they got Gundogan. They secured Osimhen on a full-time contract, and they've just been slowly kind of building their squad up. And I think that at this point, they definitely have a decent squad, especially for Champions League. Unfortunate to lose 5-1 against Eintracht. I don't know if something was missing and they just, completely lost the shot in the first week of the Champions League. But this game, I mean, like you mentioned, right, with the whole Vert situation, he's creating a lot of chances, but there's no end product, right? And that's kind of not giving him the stats that maybe a lot of people are saying. He's flopping this season, stuff like that. I mean, just look at this game alone. We have Galatasaray with 1.34 expected goals xG. I mean, you take out the penalty shot, and they're down to 0.55, right? 0.54 xG. Compare that to what Liverpool had this game. Liverpool had 1.8 xG with 0 goals. I mean, that's pretty huge in my opinion. You're expected to get almost 2 goals in this game and you don't score anything. And I think it's crazy to say Liverpool just spent upwards of 200, 300 million on just strikers alone. That the goals, I mean, it's hard to say because they have been scoring goals, but these last 2 games, something's off. And maybe it's the inclusion of Isak and the pressure on Ekitike that maybe he feels some sort of way that he's going to lose his position, so he's overthinking it. But this could just be, a bad patch of form and everything's going to be okay. I think the main concern, more than anything, more than losing 2 games in a row, is Alisson's injury and Ekitike's injury. I mean, of course, Isak's on the bench. Mavradashvili came in this season. He's on the bench. They're both quality options, but I mean, losing Alisson is a huge blow, and it seems to happen every season. It's how is that in your mind? How does that feel?
I mean, it is a big blow losing Allison. He's world class. He's top notch, top drawer. But we have Mardashvili, as our bench, So seeing him play, he just looks so comfortable, confident, good on the ball. It's no issue for me really. Like I think Mashigli is going to be able to fill in that role great. And I mean, if I think he might, like I've seen him play and he just looks so good. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he gets these couple of games in. Allison's gonna have to fight for that number 1 spot. If Marmashvili comes in looking good, I'm telling you, bro, he's a beast. Besides that, Ekitike being injured, I'm not sure how long the injury is set to be. But I mean, we have Isak, who's gonna get more playing time now. So it's I never want any of my players injured, but it's not like we have no one to kind of cover him. So I hope this just kind of allows Isak to get some playing time, get minutes in, feet on the ball on his feet, and just get comfortable playing with the team against other opponents. It's different when you're playing on the training ground and on the pitch against another team. So I think that's what's gonna. I mean, it's not like we don't have anybody. We got Jaden Dance. Obviously, the least injuries, the better. But I don't think these are some crazy injuries where they're going to be gone, like ACL tears. Like we lost Leone with an ACL tear. He's going to be gone for a little bit. Now we lose another center back, then we don't have many to choose from. So it could have been worse. So, I mean, I think that's why we got the depth, for these situations, and I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine going forward.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess to round it out, we got the Man City Monaco game. Interesting. This game with Haaland getting a brace. Haaland's been on fire this season. And then Monaco getting a last minute tie through a penalty from none other than Eric Dyer. This guy, I didn't know he played anymore. But yeah, I mean, another game just like the Galatasaray Liverpool game where, Man City was dominating this game, and I think going out with a tie probably feels like a loss, especially in the Champions League when you don't have that many games. Overall, I mean, pretty even game when you look at the stats as far as like big chances created and then expected goals. It was pretty even. But I mean, look at the possession. It's 71% to 29%. and then total shots 18-8 in Man City's favor for both of those. I think Monaco is very lucky to go away with the tie, especially because it was a last minute penalty. But that's the Champions League. I mean, if you're not here doing your best at all moments, I mean, you're gonna get caught lacking, and these teams are gonna catch up. These are no boogie teams. These are it's a Champions League, right? I mean, it's the top of every league, and it's gonna get hard. It's gonna be difficult, and I think Man City definitely dropped the ball on this one. I think because they beat they won their first game, but I mean, it's a Champions League. You gotta win every game if you want to get a good position, and especially if you want that money.
But yeah, 100%. And I mean, like you said, they have the possession, they got the shots. City with Holland. Holland's on fire. What a ball by I always forget his name. Left back for City.
Matt O'Reilly, or is
No,
it Vardio?
not Matt O'Reilly. Guardiola. What a ball to Holland. A little dink, chips it, gets a little slight touch on it, but good goals. Deer actually he wins that penalty, and he ends up shooting it. I mean, I've seen him shoot in the with England. He shot at top bins, so obviously he's got it in his back pocket, I guess you could say, in his locker room. There you go. So I mean, he tucked it in very well, but Monaco played their part. They made sure not to get scored on too many times. They held it down, and they took their advantage, or they took their chances. And that's all it takes sometimes. And Man City, in this situation similar to Liverpool, you're not going to take your chances, and these teams will fight, and they no perdonan. They don't forgive. They don't. They're going to strike when they have to, and that's all it takes sometimes. So yeah, nothing crazy with that. Just some points dropped for City. We still got 6 more games for the Champions League, so anything could happen. There's still a big chance getting in the top half. That's what we really kind of want. As you can tell, I mean, sometimes it doesn't even matter what position you get. You get first. Liverpool got first last season. They played PSG, who ended up taking it all. So as long as you win, you finish in that top half. I think that's the goal of the Champions League. Obviously, if you're in the top 8, you're going to play the bottom 8. But like I said before, they could have a rough start, strong finish. Doesn't matter. I do want to give a shout out to Napoli, just because with De Bruyne and Højlund, some coming straight from the Premier League, linking up, 2 assists, 2 goals. I think Højlund scored both of them, right? 2 goals, well deserved, well good. I mean, Haaland, when he gets that ball and he turns and he just keeps running at him, that's the last thing you want to see on the ball. De Bruyne, and then Højlund just on the golden platter to him, just right in his legs, tucks it up, and that's such a striker finish to just doesn't even hit it, just doesn't blindly shoot it. He just rolls it underneath the goalie's legs. It's just striker mentality. You got left, right, up, and underneath her legs. He knows the goalie stretches, and he just doesn't even boot it. He just passes it under his legs. So good finish. Makes you think, is Man United the problem? All these players from Man United, they're all stepping up as soon as they leave Man U. Shout out to Haaland, or Højlund. De Bruyne, it's good to see him play. I mean, you can't hate De Bruyne. He's a beast. But yeah, it was an interesting game week 2. I kind of miss having games on Thursday, but I guess I'll save it for Europa League and Conference. I think that was just a game week 1 thing. But besides that, I mean, I think that we hit all the topics. I mean, Bayern smacked, Atletico Madrid smacked, Madrid smacked. They played arguably, some lower teams, and they just handled business. There's going to be games like that. But yeah, I mean, next time, I'm not sure if Liverpool play Madrid coming up. I think it's November, which is a month away. So, but yeah, you never know with the Champions League. There's going to be good games coming up. But that was it for game week 2. Anything you'd like to leave off with them, Dirk?
No, I think it's I mean, it's looking good. It's just two matches in, and it's gonna be a great season. The table.
The table.
Yeah, so we got top Bayern, no doubt. This is one of the teams to watch this Champions League. We got Real Madrid in second, PSG, then Inter. Inter hasn't received a goal in the Champions League, which is, also Arsenal as
It is
well.
Arsenal.
But yeah, these are two teams that are very defensive. I think last season in the group stages, Inter only received one goal. I want to say. So yeah, Inter is always been a really good defensive team until they got into the Champions League final against PSG. They just got completely demolished. But
Yep.
Arsenal, I mean, we mentioned it before. They're very, very good defensively. You know what's crazy? Karabakh is actually in sixth.
Karabakh, what are you doing
Yeah,
there? What are you doing there, Karabakh? Who do they play?
Karabakh being Copenhagen, and they also beat
Benfica?
Benfica. Yeah, Benfica with that
Damn.
we
Hey,
talked
eyes
about
on
last week.
Karabakh, man. Karabakh.
To be honest, I
Hey,
don't
they
think
could
that they're
take it.
gonna.
They could take
I
it.
I don't think they're gonna do
That's
all that. But yeah, I mean, their next match is against Athletic Bilbao. I rock with Athletic Bilbao, so I hope that they lose. I hope that Karabakh loses the next game. Um, but yeah, I think this Champions League is looking good, and we'll just keep on rolling these episodes out as soon as we see fit, and we'll just keep you guys updated with this.
yeah. So thanks again for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed any of it, and let us know in the comments your opinion, your thoughts. I like reading your guys' opinions. Even if we disagree, that's what football's about. Connecting, agreeing, disagreeing, talk crap, talk banter. We don't care, but we love the sport. We're gonna keep watching it. We're gonna keep throwing up these videos. Feel free to tag along. If not, it is what it is. But yeah, again, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.